Welcome to the Jim Bakker Show, coming to you from the village of Morningside, snuggled in the beautiful Ozark Mountains. Today, Jim's special guests, Doctors Bruce and Leslie Fife. I'm Kevin Shorey, and that's the Morningside Band. And now, direct from Gray Street at Morningside, here are your hosts, Jim and Lori Bakker.
Welcome back to Gray Street. Today's our final day with Dr. Bruce Fife, the coconut doctor, who I tell you, I believe in miracles, but I really believe in the miracle of the coconut. I declared war on Alzheimer's a few months back. I just said, I'm tired of my friends dying of it. I'm tired of, people that I love. They leave you before they die. Yeah. It's just wrong.
Coconut oil got a bad name because it's primarily a saturated fat. People think, saturated fat is going to cause heart disease, but not all saturated fats are bad. In fact, saturated fat in itself really isn't bad. And coconut oil is different from other saturated fats. It's different from other type of oil, and it has very many health properties, and one of them is brain health. You can use coconut oil to prevent Alzheimer's, but what's fantastic is coconut oil can be used to stop the progression of it, reverse it, and even in many cases completely eliminate the disease.
Would you please do a quick summary on ketones?
Ketones are an alternative energy source to glucose. And so your body, your cells can use glucose, or it could use fatty acids, or it could use ketones. These are the three main sources of fuel. Now the body or the brain can't use fatty acids, so it needs another source of fuel besides glucose, and those are ketones. Ketones are brain fuel.
What evidence do you have that coconut oil does not, I've written it down, does not promote heart disease?
Well, if coconut oil did promote heart disease or cause heart disease, it would be extremely easy to prove. And all you'd have to do is go to the coconut growing regions of the world and examine the health of the people there who eat coconut every single day. In fact, researchers have done this already. There's lots of studies on this, and what they've found is that those people who eat lots of coconut oil, amazingly, have very low rates of heart disease. In fact, those people who eat the most coconut oil have the lowest heart disease rates in the world.
Amazing.
So that's the facts. You have another question, Lori?
I do, from the studio audience. They're asking.
We could run mics out there too.
Well, they're asking this: by taking coconut oil, Dr. Fife, will it have any adverse effects on blood pressure medication or diabetic insulin that you take daily, that one would take daily?
No, you can take coconut oil with these medications without having it interfere, so it's safe.
It's just a great natural food, isn't it?
Right. It's only a food. And so it's not a drug, so it doesn't interact with drugs, and so it's safe. You can't overdose on coconut oil. However, if you do eat too much, the worst that it's going to do is make you feel a little bit upset and maybe produce a little diarrhea. That's the worst it's going to do to you, but that's only because if you eat too much of it.
Kevin, you have a question?
I know, I'm so full of questions. This is so wonderful. I love you so much. One of my favorite guests we've had. But for pets, would it help my doggies at all if I put little in their water or something like that?
On this show, we've talked about some of the amazing things that coconut oil can do. It can help with cancer, help with diabetes, help with Alzheimer's, help with digestion, help fight off infections of all types, and more. And everything that it does for people, it does for your pet, your dogs, your cats, your birds. Believe it or not, yes, we get pet owners. Even birds, yes.
But look at this, Jim. Coconut therapy for pets.
Where did that come from?
Dr. Fife, you wrote a book for dogs?
You better believe it.
Didn't know he had
Pets,
a book for
dogs, and
dogs.
cats
Now,
particularly.
this isn't in the deal, so just hold it up. Let them,
That's great.
is that
know
a
there
cute
was
little
such a
dog?
thing.
That looks like our
It
little
looks
dog.
like Bella.
Look at one of our dogs.
Yes.
Dogs and cats particularly love coconut oil or coconut products in general. And so we have pet owners contacting us all the time telling us how much their pets just love coconut oil. And when they start feeding it to them, not only do they lick the spoon clean, but health problems disappear. Infections in their ear, their coats improve. It helps get rid of fleas and ticks and prevent fleas and ticks. It helps get rid of intestinal parasites. It helps to get rid of all types of infections. It's a great medicine for your dog or cat.
Love you now, doctor.
Me too. I'm going home immediately after this broadcast and feeding my dogs the coconut. I didn't even think about that. Great question, Kevin. But you know, right here it says you have this big dog in a picture here. It says Bella, which happens to be one of our dogs' names. Skin issues have cleared up since she began eating coconut oil, and our dogs are just licking constantly, driving us crazy. Actually.
Sheets
Because
have
they
really-
sleep with us. 3 of them sleep with us.
Have you
It's
ever
a lot.
smelled doggy breath?
Oh, yes.
This gets rid of doggy breath because it helps their teeth and gums as well. Just eating it.
You're kidding.
No.
Wow.
Plus
Isn't
their
this
coat.
exciting?
Have you ever smelled a wet dog? This
Yes.
also gets rid of body odor as well.
Oh, sign me up.
We just
mom loves cats, and when she went away for a vacation for a week, she came back, fleas all over her cat in Houston. She bathed the cat in the coconut oil, put it in the bathtub, just pouring it and massaging the cat with the coconut oil, killed all the fleas. It healed all of the wounds that the fleas had inflicted, and now the cat is healthy and happy.
Amazing.
See, the thing that inspired me to do this book, because I've been writing all these other books for people, but then I kept getting these testimonials from pet owners saying, this is what it did to my dog, this is what it did to my cat, this is what it did to my parrot, on and on. I thought, wow, here are all these wonderful things that it does for pets, and people don't know about it yet. So I decided, well, I'll put all these testimonies in and write why all this is happening, and that's the book result.
Wow.
Now, one of our dogs, Bo, is slightly mental. Do you think it'll help
he's
that?
Not.
Yes.
He's just
Yeah.
slow.
Yes, believe it or not, my Alzheimer's book, the same principles apply to dogs. And so dogs can get dementia, and they do. Older dogs get dementia. I have a section in the book on how to not only prevent, but treat doggy dementia.
Wow. Why, I got so many millions of questions, and I know Lori wants to ask more dog questions, but why is coconut oil good for cooking?
Coconut oil is excellent for cooking because it's very heat stable. It's a very stable oil. It's far better than the oils you get in the store, like corn oil, soybean oil, safflower oil. All these typical cooking oils are not very good for cooking because they're too highly reactive. They break apart too quickly. They oxidize, i.e. go rancid very quickly. In fact, many of them are starting to go rancid in the store before you even buy it. And when you add them into a hot pan, when you start cooking with them, it accelerates this oxidation process. And what's bad about this is when they oxidize, they form what's known as free radicals. And free radicals are renegade molecular entities that cause harm to our body. They damage our cells. They promote premature aging. But coconut oil doesn't do that. It's very stable, very chemically stable, even when you use it in cooking. So it's a very safe cooking oil. It's one of the oils you should use when you cook.
My son, the chef, my son, the preacher, my son, he's everything to me. He is an amazing boy, but he's an amazing chef. He literally learned by watching the cooking shows on TV, those ones where they throw things and swear at each other, those cooking shows. You know what I'm talking about. You see those, they're crazy. They go nuts on them. And anyway, he learned how to do these things. And he learned seasoning. And he cooks salmon. We eat only wild-caught salmon and not by some wild party where they throw salmons to each other. You got to read the labels. Do you know there's fish caught in U.S. waters and shipped to China for processing? Read the labels. It is insane. I don't know what they do with all this stuff. But I'm telling you, a lot of the farm-raised fish is just simply not good. I've talked to chefs, and if you knew what they found and what they saw, and I don't dare say it on TV, probably, pretty bad.
So, but you're saying that, though, Ricky uses it to cook with all the time.
He cooks a $50 dinner per plate would be in a 5-star restaurant. And he cooks that fish in this coconut oil. And I love that little flavor that coconut oil gives. And then he puts all the other wonderful, you can season. Just because you're eating right doesn't mean you have to eat bland.
That's right.
That's dumb. That really is. I mean, that's why people say, I don't want to be on a healthy. Put all the spices in that are good, and most of them are good. They're just they don't add any bad to it, you know.
Okay, so
don't do a lot of salt.
One thing about the coconut that I'm just reading the notes here, so I'm just going to read what that you've written in your book. So they took it. The positive changes to our health, to your health, using coconut oil. Blood chemistries will improve. Blood sugar will come under control. Better memory, clearer thinking. Us menopausal women need clearer thinking. Happier and positive outlook on life. Increased energy. Improved digestion. Better eyesight. Fewer and less severe infections. Deeper and restful sleep. An overall feeling of better health. That's powerful.
You know, all of these books that I've written are based on published medical studies. I didn't invent any of these health benefits in here. They all are based on what science has discovered about coconut oil and the medium-chain fatty acids in coconut.
Wow.
Excellent.
How much coconut oil should we consume? Let's say daily, because
I recommend.
I take it daily, so we'll put it. Let the people know. What would you recommend, doctor?
As a maintenance dose, I would recommend between 1 to 3 tablespoons a day. Do a little bit more, up to the 3 tablespoons, if you want to get more benefit, because the more you take. And then for people who have certain health problems they want to address, like Alzheimer's or diabetes, then they can go to 4 or to 5 or more. But for maintenance, 2 or 3 or so is fine.
If you're getting a little age on you and you're forgetting a lot, would you do a little more? I mean, it's not going to hurt you.
It's not going to hurt you, no.
But if your brain is starved, wouldn't it be good for a few months to get caught up?
Definitely. If you've got diabetes or if you've got Alzheimer's or worried about you're again coming down with Alzheimer's, a good thing to do is to add more of those, because the ketones that are developed from the medium-chain fatty acids will feed your brain, and you need to have them throughout the day. So I recommend that you don't take it all at one time, but spread it out throughout the entire day so you have these ketones available to your brain all day long.
Lori, do you have a question?
I do. Why do you need to eat fat to lose fat?
You know, one of the problems with losing weight is people think, oh, we've got to cut out fat because it has all these calories. But when they do that, they're setting up themselves for failure. Cutting out fat promotes weight gain. Cutting out fat promotes weight gain. Here you go, you're gaining weight, you go on a diet, you lose some weight, and then you get off the diet, and then you gain weight again, you gain more weight. This is called yo-yo dieting, or diet-induced obesity. We gain weight by cutting fat out of our diet. It's totally backwards. If you add fat into your diet, you're going to lose weight. And that's what this book talks about. Add good, healthy fats into the diet to lose weight successfully.
That's your newest book.
And the reason it does that is it works on your metabolism. It keeps your metabolism high. Because when you go on a low-fat diet, a low-calorie diet, what's happening is you cut down on the calories, and your body recognizes this as, oh, is there a famine? There's no food available. And so what it does is it slows down the metabolism to match the amount of calories you're taking. Well, what happens when you slow down your metabolism is that your fat your food you're eating is going to be converted into fat. So you have to cut down your calories even more. But then your metabolism slows down, and it keeps going down and down. And then when you finally reach your goal or finally get fed up with your diet and you start eating normally again, you start eating these calories, but your metabolism is depressed, and all these calories go right back into fat, and this is why you gain weight. But when you have fat, adequate fat in your diet, your body doesn't recognize it as a famine. It recognizes it as a regular time, so you can cut down on calories, and your body's metabolism will remain elevated so that these calories are burned off and you lose weight. And another thing about fat is it satisfies hunger. So when you add fat into your foods, you get fuller quicker, and you don't have a tendency to want to snack between meals. And when the next meal comes around, you're not famished, and so you don't overeat at the next meal. So at the end of the day, you actually consume fewer calories than if you were on a low-calorie diet, but you're consuming more fats that satisfy yourself and keep your metabolism elevated. That's the secret.
That's excellent. So would that then stop those raging food cravings that we get?
Exactly. Coconut oil is wonderful for stopping food cravings. You've got particularly sugar cravings. People just got to have their sugar. But if they take some coconut oil or some food cooked with coconut, it kills the food cravings. The sugar cravings are gone.
Dr. Fife, has been so amazing to have you here with us. You have blessed us so much. And if you're going to be like Lori and I, you're going to make coconut a part of your life from now on. Thank you, Dr. Fife.
Thank you very much.
It's like meeting you is like meeting a legend. Because, you know, I've researched your books and all the places where you order books online and everything. There's your picture, there's your books, everywhere. And to have you walk in the door here and to meet your lovely wife. Thank you so much. What a delight to have both of you here with us. Bruce and Leslie Fife, they are amazing people.
Yes.
Dedicated their life to getting people healed through the power of God's tree, the coconut tree. I don't want to leave because I just had a great day, a great week with you actually here, but we have to go. Bye-bye for today.
Bye-bye. We love you.